You're watching 25 News now at 10. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Don Brubaker.
And I'm Karina Garcia.
Around 4:30 p.m. today, authorities were at Cellular Galaxy Mobile Phones and Accessories to execute a search warrant in relation to an illegal gambling operation.
This place is also known as a game room, and Weekend anchor Adam Seibel has more.
Yes, Don and Karina, so this was at the Village Shopping Center. This is in the 2500 block of North Laurent. Police said it was related to a game room investigation. VPD Media Relations Officer David Brogger confirmed that this was a joint operation between the Victoria Police Department, the Victoria County Fire Marshal's Office, and the Victoria County Sheriff's Office. Officers were still on the scene around 6 p.m. This was after they served the search warrant. At this time, no arrests have been made. Last March, 25 News Now reported a shooting at this same location, also in relation to an illegal game room operation. Don, Karina, back to you.
Adam, thank you. After serving District 2 for 12 years, Victoria City Council member Josephine Solis will not seek re-election. Solis mentioned health concerns as a primary reason for her decision. Currently, Stephen Kidder is the only person who filed for the District 2 seat. Mayor Dwayne Crocker's District 3 seat is open with no applicants, and the deadline to apply for City Council is February 16th. And speaking of Dwayne Crocker, the new mayor of Victoria will be sworn in at the start of the February 20th City Council meeting. Crocker won the election with 61.4% of the vote, and Jeff Bouknight will continue to serve as mayor until Crocker is sworn in on the 20th.
The City Council will canvass the votes on February 13th. So far, 3 people have filed to run for City Council in Victoria. Residents can run for any of the 4 regular City Council seats in District 1, 2, 3, and 4. 3 candidates have filed, 1 each for position 1, 2, and 4. Rafael De La Garza III is seeking re-election in District 1. Jan Scott is seeking re-election in District 4, and attorney Stephen Kidder has filed to run in District 2. The deadline to file for a place in the ballot is 5 p.m. February 16th. That's next Friday. The election is Saturday, May 4th.
And last Saturday, only 10.9% of registered voters showed up for the Victoria mayoral special election. And
now voters head to the polls again in 10 days for the March primary. 25 News Now reporter Darius McCormick joins us with more. Darius?
10.9% comes to only 4,080 voters out of 37,404 registered voters. This is 3% less than the last special election in 2021. The low voter turnout in the election could be some cause for concern. District 3 State Representative Jeannie Morrison says she's seen people continue to tune out of the political process. Morrison believes events where the community can interact with politicians and those seeking office in their respective areas could help.
And so I just hope more people are involved, more people go out and talk to the candidates, come to the candidate forums so they can listen to what the candidate has to say and why they're running. So yes, we need more involvement and people not just sitting back and looking at social media to really see what's going on.
Upcoming primary election includes several major races, including District 27, the House seat in District 30, and a sheriff's race for Victoria County. The county commissioner seat for Precinct 3 is also up for grabs in Victoria County. Early voting for the March 5th primary begins February 20th and ends March 1st. Karina, Don, back to you.
Darius, thank you. The Amber Alert out of Houston continues tonight. The victim is 1-year-old Noah Johnson. He was last seen wearing a blue shirt and flower print pants. The suspect is 38-year-old Kamala Johnson. The suspect is driving a white 2007 GMC Yukon with a license plate number that reads STM 7097. Call 911 with information.
Deputies from 2 area sheriff's offices took part in a drug seizure in the valley. Refugio and Goliad County Sheriff's deputies seized about 127 pounds of marijuana wrapped in bundles and attempted to be smuggled into Texas. The seizure is part of Zapata County's Operation Lone Star mission. A Bay City man now faces 4 charges of aggravated robbery. Authorities say 40-year-old Christopher King is accused of robbing 3 businesses in El Campo, along with a convenience store last month in Bay City. King facing 6 charges. Total is in the Wharton County Jail in lieu of $220,000 bond.
It is now time for your viewer poll. After receiving a series of calls, we ask you, what additional measures do you think could be taken to address bullying in schools? Is it increased supervision, more education, counseling and support, or stricter disciplinary actions? According to our results tonight, it looks like stricter disciplinary actions takes the lead with 92% of the vote. Thank you for voting tonight. Now, an area school district is struggling with COVID-19. The Goliad Advanced Guard reports Ostwell Tivoli ISD is scrambling to keep staff and students in the classrooms. The superintendent says at one point they did not even have enough bus drivers to cover the routes.
Let's take a first look at your forecast with First Warn Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Mac Pettis. The Austin stations tonight are reporting, it's going to be a big storm hitting there overnight. Mac, are we getting a severe storm or just a bunch of rain in the morning?
Well, I checked into all that, and I'm wondering what it is that they're looking at that I'm not seeing, but I see showers. I see a couple of heavier showers, but I don't see any severe weather. What they're talking about is in relation to this system, which is late Saturday night. I'll get into it more in detail coming up. Right now, we've got that stationary front right over the area, so showers should begin tomorrow morning. When does it get heavier? We'll have all that coming up in just a minute. Back to you.
Mac, thank you. President Joe Biden is facing criticism following a report released Thursday by the special counsel investigating his handling of classified documents. Now, while the report revealed Biden won't face any charges, it also took aim at his age and memory.
The assertions that Biden is elderly and forgetful are igniting a political firestorm that cut directly to the heart of the president's chief vulnerability in this 2024 election.
Special counsel Robert Hur laid out in detail how President Joe Biden mishandled classified materials, writing that FBI agents discovered documents in Mr. Biden's Wilmington, Delaware home. Hur's report noted the president's cooperation with the investigation and concluded the evidence did not support prosecuting Biden. When explaining why he didn't bring charges, the special counsel also wrote about Biden's age and memory, creating concern on Capitol Hill and beyond.
I mean, people from all over the world are going to read that. And it was basically one of the defenses was he's a nice man who's elderly and can't remember.
The report states Biden had frequent memory lapses during his interviews with investigators, including not being able to recall exactly when he served as vice president.
I know there's some attention paid to some language in the report about my recollection of events.
Biden, who is 81, immediately pushed back against those details in the report.
I'm well-meaning, and I'm an elderly man, and I know what the hell I'm doing. I've been president, and I put this country back on its feet. I don't need his recommendation.
But during that same press conference, Biden misspoke, referring to the president of Egypt as the president of Mexico, a moment that undercut his forceful pushback against the special counsel's observations. Reporting in Washington, I'm Julia Benbrook.
A Texas salesman is thanking his lucky stars and the tablet he was carrying after it stopped a bullet when he was shot at while on the job. Fort Worth police issued an arrest warrant for a homeowner who shot at the salesman who was going door to door Thursday morning. That man walked away uninjured thanks to that tablet that stopped the bullet. The homeowner responsible could be facing a hate crime charge as well. The salesman, who did not want to be identified, says the shooter yelled out a racial slur right before pulling the trigger.
Came out and just straight pointed the barrel at me and then shot me and told me get away from here. Luckily it didn't hit me, it hit the tablet.
You're looking at several different charges because you just cannot fire a weapon at a human for absolutely no reason, no threat involved.
Police say by the time they arrived at the scene, the homeowner was gone. The salesman, who works for Reliant Energy, says he's done door-to-door sales for 10 years and nothing like this has ever happened before.
Despite a grand jury investigation, officers may not face charges in the Uvalde mass school shooting response. You can read that Texas Tribune article at our website, crossroadstoday.com. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell, and you can get Crossroads Today on YouTube.
That's right.
All right, stay with us. 2 earthquakes hit California and Hawaii. Coming up on 25 News now at 10, the magnitude and aftermath tonight.
Also ahead, the man who attacked a Las Vegas judge indicted on several charges, including attempted murder.
A serious challenge prowls many streets across Victoria County. Roaming and stray animals pose a risk to the community, and finding their owners often impossible.
The animals that don't have a voice, that's what we're there for, to help.
So what's being done to ensure the safety of our streets and these lost or abandoned pets? Join me, reporter Lupi Zapata, for Safe Streets, Safe Pets, a 25 News Now Extra, Thursday night at 10.
Military officials in California identified the 5 Marines killed in a helicopter crash earlier this week. The 5 deceased Marines have been identified as 21-year-old Lance Corporal Donovan Davis of Kansas, 23-year-old Sergeant Alec Langan of Arizona, 27-year-old Benjamin Moulton of Idaho, 26-year-old Captain Jack Casey of New Hampshire, and 28-year-old Miguel Nava of Michigan. The tragedy is currently under investigation.
A man who made headlines last month for attacking a Las Vegas judge now formally indicted for attempted murder. The grand jury returned a 9-count indictment against Deborah Redden. It stems from his attack on a Clark County District judge who was about to deliver his sentence in an attempted battery case on January 3rd. Redden is now ultimately sentenced to 19 to 48 months for the attempted battery charge and has been formally indicted for attempted murder. His arraignment is scheduled for February 29th.
2 earthquakes hitting California and Hawaii today. In California, the magnitude 4.6 quake hitting near Malibu, felt by millions of people in the Los Angeles area.
Just moments earlier, a magnitude 5.7 quake hitting just south of the Big Hawaii Island.
Tonight, damage assessments underway after Southern California was rattled by a 4.6 magnitude earthquake.
An earthquake has been felt in LA County.
Our station, KABC, broadcasting live when it struck.
It's in Ventura County, Orange County, LA County. All of them have felt it.
The epicenter, just northwest of Malibu. The shaking likely felt by millions of people, says seismologist Dr. Lucy Jones.
I felt it here in Pasadena. It's felt widely across the LA area. It's about halfway between Malibu and Thousand Oaks, so under the what are called the Santa Monica Mountains.
We do have reports of a couple of aftershocks, one of 3.0 northwest of Malibu, a 2.7 that is west-northwest of Malibu.
Well, it definitely moved a lot around here.
The California quake coming on the heels of a 5.7 quake that hit the Big Island of Hawaii. Reporter Jeremy Lee from our station KITV is near the epicenter.
It was felt all over the island. Not only that, but also on other islands. Reports of the earthquake felt on Maui, on Oahu.
That quake also followed by multiple aftershocks. Scientists say it's important to note there is no connection between the quakes in Hawaii and here in Southern California. They do expect, however, aftershocks today and in the coming days, but no damage is expected, especially here in Southern California, where most buildings are built to withstand magnitude 7 earthquakes. Matt Gutman, ABC News, Los Angeles.
A second earthquake hit Karnes County on Thursday night. The U.S. Geological Survey tells KSAT a 3.5 magnitude earthquake occurred near Falls City just before 11 p.m. Falls City is 40 miles southeast of downtown San Antonio. No damage or injuries are reported. This was the second earthquake registered there this week. A 3.2 magnitude earthquake shook the town just after 8 p.m. on Wednesday.
I'm going to have to comment. Don, forgive me. The earthquakes in California are real because they're tectonic plates. The one in Hawaii is real because there's a mid-ocean oceanic rift zone. The ones in Karnes County are probably caused by underground fracking, okay? So we don't have tectonic plates here in Texas where the crust of the earth is moving as they do on the West Coast. But we do have a lot of oil drilling, and that happens. And when they inject high pressure in there with fracking, and then they release the pressure, well, then all the limestone and the stalactites and the big long things that hang it, they probably crack and crumble, and that's when we hear the earthquake. I can talk hours about it if you want me to, but they don't give me that kind of time. It's 67 degrees right now. Let's talk about your weekend coming up in a moment.
Here's a look at what's coming up on Community Crossroads this week. We hear from the Victoria Ballet Theater, Victoria ER, Belong, and the Victoria Livestock Show.
We give a tremendous amount of scholarships to the kids of Victoria County, so it's not going in anybody's pocket. It's 501c3 organization going for scholarships.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's talk about your weekend. Of course, we had the cloudy, windy, humid weather. Got up to 79 degrees today. Unbelievable, right, in February? Well, you can see first we've got the surface winds blowing this way. That's why the little sprinkles are sort of moving northbound. Then we've got this big jet of Pacific moisture that's coming up on top of us, and that is setting up the moisture at the higher ends of the atmosphere that will give us the rain opportunity. You can see that, all that coming up from the way far south and up into our area. But we need the lifting mechanism, and that's right here. When this arrives in Texas tomorrow, that's when our rain chance really goes up. And I'm not saying it's a huge rain chance, but we will get shower activity. Now here's Future Tracker. Tomorrow morning, we see a little rain coming in off the coast and coming in off of the west up toward Austin and the Hill Country. That's the first one. Then there's a little bit of a break in the middle of the day. It'll be cloudy, but we'll have a few sprinkles. It won't be heavy. And then the heavier activity comes down. You can see it right there coming through the Dallas area. That's when that storm system arrives, and that's when they get a little snow opportunity way up in Amarillo and in Lubbock. But for us, what it means is by Sunday morning, the dry north wind kicks in, and that's going to blow everything out and then give us a cool couple of days with rather breezy. But I think that it'll be like this. It's going to be soggy on Saturday. But Sunday morning, it may be soggy, but by Sunday noon, it clears out. And I think it'll be nice weather just in time for the Super Bowl. All right, now this is maybe what Austin is looking at that I didn't see. We're down here, we're very far away from the main energy, but they may have some heavier activity somewhere between Austin and Dallas, but then the heavy stuff really is forecast to be even farther west. So Future Tracker still tells us on the majority of the county, we're looking for about a quarter to a half an inch of rain with a couple of spots that may get a little bit heavier depending on where you're standing. It's very hard because they're going to be individual cells, or what we call discrete cells. Here's our front. That's giving us the cloud cover and the warm air. It's finally going to move through by Sunday. That's Saturday, Sunday. Then you see this system coming in late Saturday night and into Sunday morning, and then it blows through here. And then all of a sudden we got this northwest wind coming in, drying us up, giving us some cooler weather. And in fact, you may need a sweater next week. I don't know if you remember what a sweater looks like, but that will be next week when we finally get some chilly temperatures around the area. So let's take a look at the day planner. Cloudy with showers rolling around the area, 73 tomorrow in Port Lavaca. In Cuero, we're looking for showers and cloudy pretty much all day long. Southerly wind, still on the warm side, up to about 72. But the extended outlook will show you what we're talking about. So sloppy on Saturday, clearing up about noontime right there. And then the gusty winds will give us a chilly couple of days next week. 61 the high on Monday, 64 on Thursday. And then we'll worry about the next storm for next weekend. Right about now, that's your weekend forecast. Want to remind everybody that we do have a QR code. Love for you to scan that. Put Crossroads Today on your phone. Here's Zach with sports.
Incredible games over at Faith Academy, but are they playoff bound? I'll have that coming up in sports. Over at Faith Academy, the boys and girls in a win-and-in situation. And first up, we had the girls who played fantastic defense, not allowing a single point in the fourth quarter, but they got hot too little, too late. Their incredible comeback bid falls just a bit short. They will not make the playoffs, but from 1 win last year to 8 this year, you'll take that every time. The boys in a similar situation, tied at 20, less than 2 minutes in the first half, and one from Jackson puts the Cougs up 3, and after playing some great defense, back the other way come the Cougars. Aiden Barone, tough finish, makes it 25-20, Faith Academy. Now let's go to the fourth quarter. Legacy layup good to cut into an already tight lead, and then Faith Academy mistake on the inbound. It's a one-possession game now. Suddenly, the Faith Academy Cougars nursing a 46-45 lead. Aiden Barone, touchdown pass, layup good. That is Braden, who is very fired up. They've got a 3-point lead with only seconds remaining, but you got to play defense because Legacy has a shot to tie. It's off the front iron. Rebound goes to Faith Academy, and the Cougars headed to the postseason. We have some East versus West action out on the soccer pitch. The boys, well, they were first to play, and it was the West Warriors who come away with a 2-0 victory. Brandon Garay had both of the Warrior goals, one of them being a penalty kick, and they pitch a shutout. Over on the girls' side of things, well, look at this absolute banger off the foot of Abby Adcock to get the scoring started for the West girls. And well, Abby wasn't done that half either. Right before the end of the first half, an excellent through ball. It would find Mia Ramirez, who also finds the back of the net. West wins 4-1. Edna and Hallettsville girls have been fighting for top spot in that district, and today, well, they had a seeding game. It was the Hallettsville Lady Brahmas who come away with a 54-46 win. They both hold a share of that district title, but the first seed will be awarded to Hallettsville. The Edna boys, they hit the road, needing just 1 win in their last 2 games to win the district title outright. Well, they take down Columbus in a tight one, 66-64. The Cowboys are your district champs. Great night for the Texans organization yesterday, obviously. Not only did C.J. Stroud win Offensive Rookie of the Year, but their swing for the fences by trading up to get Will Anderson paid off as well, because Will Anderson is also going to take home Defensive Rookie of the Year honors. But the night just kept getting better. The Texans, with their first ever Hall of Famer, Andre Johnson, officially inducted last night. He had over 14,000 yards in his career, spent almost all of his career with the Texans organization. And also, I just got a text from the Goliad girls head coach. They did fall to George West tonight. They will get the 3 seed, but they were also in a 3-way tie for first. Donna and Karina, back to you.
Thanks, Zach, and stay with us. Coming up on 25 News now at 10, we're going to take a last look at your weather with Mac. Plus, the Olympic mascots for 2026 are here, and we have the sneak peek.
Come to crossroadstoday.com to predict the big game. Answer a series of questions on how you think the big game will go. 3 lucky players will win a $50 gift card with our friends at Dick's Food Store. The deadline to take part in the big game prediction, whoa, it's tomorrow at 5 p.m. Hurry up.
Because the big game is?
The big game is Sunday. And we will announce the winners on sunrise Tuesday morning. The winners will receive either a call or an email. Good luck. Just in time for the big game, global cocoa prices hit fresh record highs Thursday as traders continue to scramble for supplies, predicting even wider deficits this season and with concerns growing for the next. The surge in prices is filtering through to retail shelves, with Hershey expecting to see a further slowdown in demand for its products. Traders fear the shortage will extend into next year, with missing volumes from this season's crop having to be filled with beans from the next. Well, Karina.
Yeah, well, nothing says love like a dozen red roses, but these roses are of the golden variety in tribute to Betty White's character Rose from the Golden Girls. A New York woman placed the images of the iconic actress dressed in red throughout her front yard as a Valentine's Day gift for her wife. The couple says they both love the Golden Girls and watch it every night. The images have been a hit in the neighborhood, with traffic often slowing down outside the home so that drivers can take a look.
It's a classic sitcom. Classic sitcom.
I have a Golden Girls coffee mug on my desk. I would have brought it out to the set if I knew y'all were going to have this story. It says, no, I will not have a good day. That's what it says.
Oh.
She was feisty, wasn't she?
Oh, yeah. It was just a classic sitcom. And unfortunately, all of those actresses are now gone, but we can still see them in reruns.
No, Rose is growing in the yard. Didn't you see the video?
Well, that one, yes.
She's growing out of the ground there.
And coming to a home near you in the Crossroads, rain.
That's what we're expecting. Tomorrow morning, some light rain activity. There'll be a break in the middle of the day, and then probably stronger showers Saturday night into Sunday morning. But by Sunday noon, the good news is that it's going to blow away and it's finally going to clear up and get a little cooler. I do believe that by game time, the big game, we may have clearing weather and you can actually go outside. How about that?
How about that? All right, Mac, thank you. And the organizers of the 2026 Olympic and Paralympic Winter Games in Italy unveiled their official mascots this week. The Stoat siblings, named Tina and Milo, were revealed at the San Remo Festival with less than 2 years until the Milano Cortina Games begin. That's soon, wow. Tina, a light-coated stoat, is the official mascot for the Winter Olympics, while her brown-coated brother Milo is the mascot for the Winter Paralympics. And those people in the Paralympics do a fantastic job.
Yeah.
I think they're just awesome, just awesome.
You say it's a smote?
A stoat.
A stoat?
Stoat.
It's a stoat.
Like a ferret,
It's like a ferret?
but in the winter.
I guess.
With a coat? It's a ferret with a coat?
No, I'm just making this
Oh,
up.
I thought you knew something I didn't. I've never heard of it either.
I'm going to have to look that up.
I'm with you.
All righty, well, thank you for joining us for 25 News Now at 10.
Join Adam, Trey, and Zach. 25 News Now Weekend this weekend. Good night, everybody.